Korean War broke out, I volunteered for a mission in Korea that took me in and out of North Korean held territory. It was a secret mission, and when I completed that mission, soon thereafter, I was serving with an engineer unit that was a U.S. Army unit attached to the U.S. Air Force. So I was an Air Force enlisted man in an Army unit attached to the Air Force. And the interesting thing is I was the person who integrated that unit. I was the only white enlisted man in the whole battalion. About out of 900 troops, I was the only white guy. So then I found out that I'd been appointed to West Point by our local congressman here in Petersburg, and that I was going to go to West Point. But it was too late for me to enter that year, so they parked me at the West Point Preparatory School at Stewart Field, New York. The value of that school was that if I had not gone there, I'm sure I would not have made it through my first year at West Point, because I was able to pick up enough math skills to get me through there. And all the other subjects, I was just going through high school again, subjects I'd already had in high school. So I didn't have any trouble with anything but math-related subjects. And went through West Point 4 years. After that, I wound up going to graduate school at the University of Pennsylvania in preparation for going to get a master's degree and to go to West Point to teach English, which I did. I had some funny experiences at West Point. One of them was we had a thing called a room orderly. So if you roomed with 2 or 3 other people, and the orderly was the man responsible for keeping the room clean. Our inspecting officer came by one day, and he had found ants in the room below us. And so he came into our room and he said, "Who's the room orderly?" And my roommate, Mr. Bergen, stepped forward and said, "Cadet Bergen, sir." And he said, "Mr. Bergen, have you all had any trouble with insects in this room?" And Bergen stood there for a minute, and his eyes rolled in his head, and he looked out the window and he said, "Well, sir, there was a fly in here 2 weeks ago." And the colonel, the inspecting officer, just fell out laughing, and we all had a good laugh. So I had to make a decision there, talk to my wife about it, and they said if I volunteered to go to Vietnam, I could choose the unit I wanted to go to. So I volunteered for the 1st Air Cavalry Division, which was a brand new unit and actually designed to fight that kind of war. So I went there, and then I became the personnel officer, which is called the S1 of the 3rd Brigade of the 1st Cavalry Division. I was in charge of morale and welfare, the chaplain, medical elements, and the administration of the Army. Administration doesn't stop when you go into combat. It actually increases. So I was kept real busy. And I also commanded our troops who were processing in or processing out of the 1st Cavalry's base.